Innocent as the driven snow.
Innocenter, far more innocenter.
Oh, thank you. Your apology is accepted.
Hooray, hooray, hooray! Let's sing Alice a song for being so kind, shall we, brother?
Indeed so. Seeing she's been so very kind, it's the least we could do. We're public guardians, bold yet wary,
But of ourselves we take good care.
to risk our precious lives we're chary.
When danger looms, we're never there.
But when we meet a helpless woman,
Or little boys that do no harm,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in, we're Tweedledum,
and Tweedledee. We run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in, Tweedledum.
and Tweedledee. Sometimes our duty's extramural.
Then little butterflies we chase,
We like to gamble in things rural.
commune with nature face to face,
Until our feet then back returning.
refreshed by nature's holy charms.
We run them in,
We run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in with Tweedledum,
and Tweedledee. We run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in with Tweedledum.
and Tweedledee. Gentlemen will make a riot,
And punch each other's heads at night,
we're quite disposed to keep it quiet.
provided that they treat us right,
But if they do not seem to see it,
or give to us our proper terms,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in with Tweedledum,
and Tweedledee. We run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in with Tweedledum
and Tweedledee.
Oh, that was lovely. But do tell me, why does a nice place like Larundel Land need a drunk squad?
Ah, indeed. On the surface, everything may look nice, but...
But...
Indeed, did you know that 10% of our school population have already tried tea?
The next step is coffee. Of course, there are some well-meaning people who claim that these substances are relatively harmless.
Indeed, some innocent do-gooders are even trying to have them legalised.
But the problem is we don't know enough about the long-term effects.
And they do lead to the hard drugs like tobacco.
And aspirins.
And before you know it, they're heavily into alcohol.
Indeed, yes, alcohol.
So you see, we have to wipe out tea and coffee before it saps the vitality of our younger generation.
Oh, yes, brother. Let's get going before all that vitality gets sapped.
Oh yes, indeed, brother. Let's go and search some dustbins, quickly.
Dustbins? Why are you going to search dustbins?
We're looking for tea bags.
As evidence. Oh, quickly, brother, before they start trying tobacco and aspirin.
Oh, indeed, or even alcohol. Oh, I put the vitalised and desap you.
Thank you. You were so frightened there for a while. But you managed to straighten it all out. I can see now why you are important and famous.
Oh, gee, Alice, that wasn't anything much. I'd do anything for you.
Anything?
Anything. I'd do anything for you, dear. Anything for you mean everything to me. that I'd go anywhere for you, dear, anywhere for your smile, everywhere I'd see. Let the clouds of grey come along, never mind if they come along, surely they won't stay very long. If you'll only say you're mine alone, I'd risk everything for you, dear, everything, but I'd do anything, anything for you. I'd do anything for you, dear, anything for you, me, everything to me. You know that I'd go anywhere for your smile, anywhere for your smile, everywhere I'd see. Oh, let the clouds of grey come along, never mind if they come along, surely they won't stay very long. If you'll only say you're mine alone, I'd risk everything for one kiss, everything, for I'd do anything, anything for you. Well, Alice, what would you like to see next?
I don't really know. What time is it, please?
We have a wise saying, as the hands of a clock circle its face, so a wise rabbit will avoid a fox.
That sounds silly to me.
What's silly about avoiding a fox? If you were a rabbit, you wouldn't think it silly. Besides, I think it extremely bad manners for a visitor to criticise our wise sayings, and it's nearly 6 o'clock.
Oh, I do wish I was back home. Besides, I used to watch the telly at 6 o'clock.
Oh, look, we have telly too, you know. We're not a backward country. In fact, it's almost time for the news now. Would you like to watch it?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, come on, follow me.
Good evening. This is the 6 o'clock news read for you by Brian Taylor. Here is the main news. In a background briefing today, sources close to the beloved leader foreshadowed a pruning of the vegetable sector. This is a result of the Good Oak Butte pruning guide issued by the so-called Secateurs gang. The government intends setting up a select committee, already dubbed the so-called Spade gang, which will decide which government plants are to be sold off. When asked to comment, Mr Neil Douglas, leader of the opposition Organic Party, accused the government of gross irresponsibility. He claimed that such actions will cause an outbreak of scurvy among lower income groups who depend upon government plants for their source of vitamin C. He reminded the leader of his pre-election promise to maintain Veggie Bank. There was an incident reported today from the Larundel Land sewerage works. It seems that the main delivery pipe burst, and as a result 15 workers were declared repugnant. A thief broke into police headquarters today and stole all the officers' spectacles. However, an alert constable managed to spot the criminal as he made his escape. Police have issued a description of the man they wish to interview regarding the matter. He's described as a dark grey blur with a fuzzy face. The funeral of Larundel Land's most successful door-to-door salesman, Truston Smith, was called off today due to the fact that every time they tried to close the lid, he jammed his foot in it. Larundel Land's foremost nutritionist, Professor Eatwell, today published the result of a university study into why children should eat green vegetables. The study reveals that the main reason is that if they don't, they won't get any pudding. The mystery of the 50-metre high chimney found in Larundel Land desert was finally solved last night. Investigators found that the engineer had read the plans upside down. It was intended to be a well. And finally, a police bulletin. Local residents are cautioned that the infamous cross-eyed burglar is believed to be operating in the district. Police advise that if anyone sees a man staring in their windows, they should immediately warn the people next door. And now the weather. The Bureau of Meteorology has issued a sheet weather alert, so housewives are advised to bring in their washing. It should be fine at the courts, but not advisable to attend the topless bar as rain is expected this evening. And now it's good evening from the news team and from me, Brian Taylor. And may no news be good news.
And here we have our award-winning show, Twit of the Week, and our compere, Jimmy Hang On.
Good evening, Larundel Land, and welcome to Twit of the Week, the award-winning show in which 3 contestants will compete by making complete fools of themselves for our entertainment and a chance to win our fabulous jackpot of prizes. Now let's welcome the lovely Miss Dizzy Ryder, who will tell us all about tonight's prizes that our lucky winner could win.
Thank you, Jimmy, and hello, Larundel Land. Tonight's lucky winner will have an opportunity of winning 3 fabulous moustache cups with matching sauces from the House of Norks. A 3-metre cord by electric for when your cord won't quite reach. A 50-kilogram bag of blood and bone from Fertile. Your garden can smell like a barnyard too. A used supply of black lube. The toilet freshener with the difference. Black lube says, when you're tired of blue, remember, black is beautiful. And now for the big one. A 2-week holiday of a lifetime for 2 at the fabulous Mont Park Holiday Resort. Together with $1 a day spending money, all by the courtesy of the United Nations Spells Commission, whose slogan is, history is a thing of the past.
Thank you, Dizzy. And isn't that a fantastic list of prizes? I wonder who tonight's winner is going to be, and who's going to have a chance to take off that jackpot. Tonight's winner is going to be revealed by our Twit of the Week computer, which analyzes both the sincerity and intensity of the applause of the studio audience. Now, let's ask the lovely Miss Dizzy Ryder to introduce our first contestant for tonight. Dizzy?
Jimmy, I'd like you to meet Ernie Day.
Ernie Day. Hello, Ernie. Ernie Day.
Gee, thanks, Jimmy. Great to be here. Never thought I'd get my head on telly. Hello, Mo, I made it.
Ernie, before the show, you were telling me that there's something special about you.
Yes, there is, Jimmy.
Would you mind telling our audience what it might be?
I've got a sister with 6 fingers on each hand.
6 fingers! 6 fingers on each hand. That's fantastic. Really fantastic. Now, Ernie, what are you going to do for us tonight that might qualify you to become Twin of the Week?
Well, I thought I might shove a ferret down my trousers, and whilst balancing a bucket of water on my head, eat a biscuit and whistle roll out the barrel.
How about that? Isn't that fantastic? Contestant for tonight.
Jimmy, I'd like you to meet Ida Price.
Ida Price. Hello, Ida. How are you tonight? Ida Price, is that your real name, Ida?
Well, no, Jimmy, that's not my real name, mate, but everybody calls me Ida.
Ida, I understand that on the way to the show tonight, you were involved in a little incident.
Oh, yes, Jimmy, I was involved in an incident.
Would you mind telling us what it was?
Well, I was bashed, indecently assaulted, and had my handbag stolen.
And yet you still came on the show.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it for anything.
How about that, people? Bashed, indecently assaulted, and robbed, and yet she still came on the show. What a competitor. And Ida, what are you going to do for us tonight that may make you qualify to become Twin of the Week?
Well, I was going to bang my head on the floor, but the doctor said I mustn't because of the stitches. So I've decided instead to pour a bowl of custard over my head and use some vinegar to gargle the drinking sauce from La Traviata.
How about that? Isn't that fantastic? Out. With all those stitches in your head, you were able to score 80 on the Twin of the Week computer. Ida Price. Now let's ask the lovely Miss Dizzy Ryder to introduce our final contestant for tonight. Dizzy?
Jimmy, I'd like you to meet Bill Freud.
Welcome to the show, Bill Freud. Bill Freud. Bill, I don't suppose that you're related to that celebrated Sigmund Freud, are you?
No, I haven't got anyone in the family by that name. Jimmy?
Bill, before the show,
I've got a great uncle Fritz Freud, but I don't think you'd have heard of him.
Bill, before the show,
He's from out of the bush. At the bush? At the Mulga.
Bill, before the show, you were telling me
But
about...
then, Jimmy, we're not what you call a very close family.
Bill, before the show, that you were telling me
In
that...
fact, apart from great uncle Fritz, I haven't hardly met any of them.
Bill, before the show, you were telling me...
Hello? I did meet one of my brothers once, but that's all.
Is that all? Bill, before the show tonight, you were telling me about an unusual hobby that you have.
I don't know what you mean.
How you collect things.
Who? Me?
Items of ladies' apparel.
Never.
From clotheslines.
Well, yeah, I do that, but the doctor says that I'm getting better.
How about that, people? A knicker-knocker offer. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? And Bill, what are you going to do for us tonight that might qualify you to become Twin of the Week?
I thought I might sing a song.
What?
I thought I might sing a song.
But that's not what you said on your entry form.
I know, but I've changed my mind.
But you said that you were going to take a bath in sunk oil while playing the trumpet.
Yeah, I did say that, but I've changed my mind.
You've changed your mind. You know, we've gone to a lot of trouble to get that bath of sunk oil. A lot of trouble.
I'm sorry, Jim, I can't do it.
You can't do it? Why not?
I've left my trumpet home.
I'll get you another one.
It's no good, I still can't do it.
Why not?
I've got a cold. I can't take a bath with a cold, but I'll sing a song.
Just a little bath.
No, sorry.
I'll have it warm.
Sorry.
Look, just dip your head in, stick it under, pop it out. It's good for sinus trouble.
I've got a chest cold, not sinus trouble. In fact, you must know, I'm not very well at all.
You're not very well? You're not very well? That's all you care about, isn't it? You're not very well. You don't care about my ratings. Oh, no. You haven't got Sale of the Century breathing down your neck, have you? Wising up, ignorant turd. Why, you don't care about my show at all. Not on your bloody Nelly. Why, you little... Look, Phil, I'm sorry. I have been. I'm sorry I said all those things. I've been working very hard lately. My ratings are down, and, well, if you're just to pop straight in and pop out, I'm sure that you'll win. Forget about the trumpet. Just straight in, pop straight out, and you'll win all the prizes. In fact, you'll win the jackpot.
I know. You do it.
What?
You do it.
You think I am stupid?
No, you do it.
You want me to take a bath in slimy, black, stinking sump oil just to get a laugh?
Well, what's the difference? You wanted me to do it?
Well, you're the competitor. That's the difference.
It's okay for us to do it, but you won't do it yourself.
That's right.
Well, I don't think that's very fair.
What's being fair got to do with it? You're the one who sent out your entry form and you're ruining my show. Absolutely ruining
All you present be upstanding for Judge Law. Larundel Land's Court of Heinous Crimes is now in session. Be seated, please.
Call Jack Hart.
Call Jack Hart.
Call Jack Hart.
Hey, Jack, come on, you're on.
Your name is Jack Hart.
I object on the ground that to answer that would incriminate me.
Look here, stop being silly. We haven't started yet, so you can't object. Now, are you or are you not Jack Hart?
Well, yes I am.
You are charged with being Larundel Land's Mr. Big. How do you plead?
Not guilty. Lies, it's all lies, every word of it. Me? Mr. Big? Never. And my boys will take care of anyone that says I am.
Mr. Bailey Rumpole. I gather that you are representing the defendant.
Yes, indeed, Your Worship, Your Honour.
And Mr. Gilbilly, you will present the case for the prosecution. Am I correct?
You are indeed, Your Worship.
So, as this great courtroom drama begins to unfold before our eyes, we meet the main protagonists. Judge Knott is the senior member of the bench. The accused, Jack Hart, is alleged to be Larundel Land's Mr. Big. But will they be able to make that charge stick? That's the question on everyone's lips. The man in court, attempting to do so, is Mr. Jack Gilbilly, QC, who is prosecuting this case. Representing the defendant is Mr. Bailey Rumpole, a senior member of the bar, both legal and other sorts. We'll be back for the continuation of this spellbinding event, but first, some messages from our studio.
Feeling tired, jaded, out of sorts? Why not pamper yourself a little? Treat yourself to a soothing, relaxing and stimulating massage at your local pulsating heart massage. There you can get anything your heart desires. And remember, wherever you live, there's one in your neighborhood.
Another Jack Hart Enterprise.
Are you a young man between the ages of 18 and 30? Do you long to get out of the rat race and into the great outdoors? Into a life of excitement and vigor, with lots of comradeship and, best of all, lots of money? There's a place waiting for you right now. Join the Jack Hart Mercenaries at your nearest enrollment center and begin living a man's life.
Another Jack Hart Enterprise.
Here we are, back at Larundel Land's court of heinous crimes. Mr. Jack Gilbilly, the prosecutor, has called his first witness.
Would you tell the court your name, please?
Winifred Smith.
And you are a married lady?
Yeah, of course I am. Well, as good as, you know what I mean.
I take it then that I may call you Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, why not? Doesn't sound nice, does it? Yeah, go ahead. Herbie won't mind. I mean, we've been together a long time now. Well, 2 years isn't what you'd call casual like, is it?
Mrs. Smith, would you tell the court when you first came to know the defendant?
Who?
The defendant, Jack Hart.
Oh, Mr. Hart. Well, I knew him when he was just a little nipper. Must have been 20-odd years ago, I suppose. He would have only been about 5 or 6 then, I suppose.
And what was he like then?
Oh, he was a lovely little fella, bright as a button. Seemed more advanced than the other little lads. He was the first in his grade to discover the value of the boot in close combat. Even then he had a good head for business. None of this mindless shoplifting the other kids did. He only used to nick stuff he had orders for. Smart. Smart, that's what he was.
Mrs. Smith, what is your occupation?
I manage a massage parlour. Mind you, not one of your sleazy joints, no tarts. Very high class, as advertised on the telly.
And who is your employer?
Why, Mr. Hart, of course.
The police have informed me that Jack Hart once nailed your feet to the floor. Is that correct?
No, never. He's a kind man, he wouldn't do that.
We have photographs of the event.
Ah, well, he might have done it once. But he never made an habit of it. And besides, I deserved it.
You deserved it?
Yeah. You see, I was a bit short in the cash register that day on account of I'd been down to the pub for lunch. So you see, he only did it for my own good, just to keep me away from the booze. He was always very thoughtful like that, always thinking of ways to help people. It was the same with his mother.
Would you tell the court what happened with his mother?
Well, she was an enormous woman. I mean, really enormous. And she did want to lose weight, poor soul. But she could never stick to her diet. So, just to help her out of the goodness of his heart, Mr. Hart had her bricked up in a wall. Well, that way she'd have to stick to her diet, wouldn't she? Well, it wasn't his fault she was left there too long, was it? You'd have thought, with all that weight, she'd have lasted for ages. He was most upset. Still, he gave her a wonderful funeral. That shows what a kind man he is.
So, as this great courtroom drama continues to unfold before our eyes, we see the other side of the defendant. Jack Hart, kind, helpful, diligent businessman. Has the prosecution a leg to stand on? Will that leg be nailed to the floor? We'll be back for the continuation of this spellbinding event, but first, some more messages from our studio.
It's on again. The great Jack Hart's warehouse style. TV sets, stereos, fur coats, cameras, and lots more. At these prices, you'll marvel at how we can possibly do it. Hurry along to Jack Hart's warehouse in Larundel Land and Footerstraw. Annual of the best of the classified.
Another Jack Hart enterprise.
We live in a young country, and it's a country that's growing fast. It's a country with enormous potential, but that potential won't be developed without enterprise, imagination, and capital. That's why companies like Jack Hart Enterprises are so important to the future of our growing nation. Jack Hart Enterprises, making Larundel Land great. They deserve your support.
This has been a community service announcement donated by the Jack Hart TV Network.
Would you tell the court your full name, please?
Samuel, eh?
And what is your occupation?
I run a nightclub.
A nightclub?
Yeah, mind you, not your cheap pickup joints. I run a nice, respectable place. $5 a bottle for beer. And all my girls had a real strict upbringing. No tarts.
Would you tell the court what happened on April the 15th this year?
I had a visit.
A visit?
Yeah, a visit. I had a visit from three enormous lads from the Heart of Gold public relations firm.
And would you tell the court why they wanted to see you?
They said they had a proposition to put to me.
A proposition? What kind of a proposition?
They said they were going to improve my place's public relations.
And how were they going to do that?
Well, they said that all the places that didn't employ them had bombs and fires in the place. And if I didn't employ them, I'd have fires and bombs. And that was bad for public relations.
Did they mention a fee?
Yeah, they did. $1,000 a week, payable 6 months in advance. They said they'd be back in a week to collect.
And did they come back?
Yeah, they did. But they hadn't been able to raise the cash.
And so what did they do?
They told me to see Mr. Big.
Right, I object.
I beg your pardon?
I object on the grounds that I'm getting bored with this.
Out of order. Be quiet and stop interrupting.
Judge, I think you'd better see this envelope I've got here. Let's call it Exhibit A. Amongst my many enterprises, Judge, are the Jack Hart Probing Eye Photo Studio. We specialise in, shall we say, candid photography. Very handy for divorce evidence. Now, if you cared to look at these photographs, Judge, you might agree with me that we can forget all this nonsense and all go home. I'm sure, judging by these photographs, you've got lots of things you'd rather be doing, you spunky little judge.
Thank you.
Yes, well, this. Rarely have I seen a case presented before me on such flimsy evidence. Mr. Hart here is one of Larundel Land's foremost respectable citizens. And I find it deplorable that such an attempt to cast a slur on his very good reputation has been made. Mr. Hart, on behalf of the court, I apologize. Oh, and by the way, do you think your boys could do me an enlargement of one of these?
Alice, are you enjoying your stay?
Oh, yes, thank you, Marmaduke. Everyone's been so nice to me, and these have been the most interesting days I can ever recall.
And what would you like to see next?
Well, I suppose I shall be thinking about returning to my home soon. I'm sure my family will be worried about me.
I was afraid you were going to say that, Alice. I shall miss you when you go home.
Well, thank you, Marmaduke. I'm flattered that such an important and famous person as yourself would say that.
Well, actually, Alice, I'm not really important or famous. I only said that to impress you. But since I've been appointed your official guide, I've really felt important. You really made me feel as somebody.
Ah, Alice, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, hello, beloved leader. I was just telling Marmaduke what a wonderful time I've had in your most interesting city. Country. But I suppose it's about time that I was returning to my home.
Yes, you're quite right. That's what I wanted to see you about. I have decided to hold an official reception as a farewell for you. How would you like that?
Oh, thank you, thank you, beloved leader. You've all been so nice to me.
Well, that's settled then. 8 o'clock tonight. Marmaduke. It's to be at the Larundel Land Reception Centre. And I expect you to see that Alice gets there on time.
Certainly, your leadership. Yes, your eminentship.
Well, until this evening then, Alice.
I shall really be looking forward to that. Oh, fancy that! An official reception!
Fancy that indeed. It just shows what an impression you've made on our beloved leader. Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself part of the furniture. We haven't a lot to spare. Who cares whatever we have we share? If it's your chance to be, we should see some harder days. Empty larder days, why grouse? Always a chance we'll meet somebody to foot the bill. Then the drinks are on the house. Consider yourself our mate. We don't want to have no fuss. So after some consideration I can stay. Consider yourself